Just answer this question and you'll be president. And the question is 1 + 1 = what? Adam was stunned. He seriously wondered if he had misheard, so he replied tentatively,
2?
Congratulations on your correct answer. See the two big smart ones next to you. Adam realizes that the human IQ is now 250, and the reason for all this goes back 500 years. The highly intelligent elite were too busy working. They put off having children. Instead, it is the poor with low IQs who prefer to have children. As a result, the IQ of the human race has dropped dramatically. In order to continue the good genes of the human race, the military has secretly launched a hibernation program. They selected a man and a woman to be the victims of this experiment. Then they were put into a dormant chamber. The experiment was supposed to last a year, but it was only a few months after the experiment. The person in charge of the experiment developed Alzheimer's disease. He had forgotten all about it, and the experiment is absolutely confidential. The experimental site was later dismantled. These two unlucky people were forgotten by the world. 500 years have passed since then. Human intelligence has fallen below the red line. This rubbish has been piled up for centuries, and still today no one has solved it. And the rubbish trucks above continue to dump rubbish up there until the last can falls. The mountain of rubbish finally collapsed with a crash. The rubbish poured into the city like a flood. Adam's dormant barn was crushed into Jack's house. Jack was watching TV and didn't even notice. Adam opened the dormant bin. He was a bit confused. His mouth kept banging on about how he wanted to settle the score with the man in charge. This made Jack a little impatient. He threw him out. Adam was walking down the street trying to find a passerby to ask for information, but he found that no one could understand a word he said, and almost got beaten up. Adam thought he was out of his mind, so he went to the hospital to get checked out. As soon as he entered the hospital, Adam was dumbfounded. The hospital was like a playground. The floor was a mess, and the floor sweeper is spinning in place. The nurse at the front desk looks dumbfounded. Adam elaborated on his situation. Eventually the nurse didn't understand, pressed a question mark and sent Adam off for an examination. The doctor took out 2 iron bars. He set one in his mouth and one in his buttocks. No sooner had Adam put them in than the machine displayed a fault alert. The doctor immediately yanked it back and tinkered with it for another half day. Adam's face paled at the sight. He immediately ran to rinse his mouth, but he found that the water coming out of the tap was not water, but a green drink. As he waited, he picked up the newspaper on the table and read it. It reads 2055. Adam was baffled. I had no idea I had slept for 500 years. He pulled back the curtains to see. The city was full of rubbish. Buildings are tied with ropes if they want to fall down. Bridges are broken and not repaired. That's when the doctor found out. Adam's hand did not have a QR code to identify him, so the police were immediately called. Adam was also inexplicably arrested by the police. Then he was taken to court. Adam has been caught by the police again, but this time he wasn't taken to jail. Instead, he was taken straight to the White House. It turns out that Adam got 1 + 1 = 2 right on the day he went to jail. Became the smartest man in the world. This soon became known to the president. So the president asked Adam to attend to the Minister of the Interior and asked him to solve the problem of the country's crop failure. If not, he would be sent back to prison. Adam had no choice but to agree. Now he's out of jail, but the problem is that he doesn't know how to grow anything. What do we do now? Adam used his position to bring Jack in and asked him to draw the route to the time machine for him. He takes Anna with him and pretends to visit the fields to find an opportunity to escape. But the moment he saw the drawings, Adam was stunned on the spot. What kind of road map is that? If we can't go, we'll have to go back. In the future, humans are actually watering their crops with drinks so that the oak cannot grow. Although Adam did not know how to grow, but the least he could do was to know. You can't grow crops by watering the land with drink. So Adam called an emergency meeting. He said the crops needed to be watered with water. But before they thought water was only good for flushing toilets. It's all the work of the drinks company. They mislead people about water. So beverages gradually took over the place of water. Even newborn babies only drink beverages. But no one believes Adam after all the talk. He had to pretend that he could talk to plants. The plants said it wanted water, not drink. Only then were they willing to exchange the drink for water.